Hi friends, it's Deanna Williston from Our Blooming Catholic Life, and I thought I'd come to you today and talk to you about servant leadership. Now, servant leadership is very important to secular Franciscans. It's our whole model of leadership. It's important to certain teams, professional teams, but it's really important right now in this time when you're home with your family or home alone right now. And you're thinking, how can I be a servant leader if I'm home with my family and home alone? Like, what's that even mean? So one of the key secrets to homeschooling is being a servant leader. Mom, dad, yes, they're teachers, but a lot of us use both a classical system and an unschooling system where all we're trying to do is see how we can best help our kids that day. And a lot of it is in giving them the structure of like a classical learning system where everything's age and developmentally appropriate for that child, and that we're keeping records. We're doing that for the kid. But we constantly, a lot of times, homeschoolers do their work by themselves using excellent source material and then like textbooks for math and whatnot. But what we do as parents is they kind of do it on their own. We check their work, and every day you check in with them. What can I do to help you? And some days it may be that they want somebody to sit and do drills with them, like math drills. One day they might be doing a science lesson. They're like, I really need to see this. I can't imagine it. And so you schedule like an impromptu trip to the park or to a lake, or you do a science experiment with them. It's what they need in that moment. And I think that's a perfect model for parents right now, especially for schools who aren't going to be going back. The teachers are sending home material. They're sending lessons to you via different social media apps and things. So you aren't really the teacher, but you need to support your student. You need to be that servant leader and say, how can I help you learn this today? Just check in, like, where are you? How are you doing? Is this making sense? Check in with them. And one day it might be that they're so engrossed in, like, your high schoolers could be so engrossed in their schoolwork that maybe they need help that day doing their laundry because, you have your kids being pretty independent. Maybe they need help with a chore that day so that they are freed up to work on that paper or larger assignment that they have. Or they could be, I could really use a snack. And parents, if you are not used to your student learning at home, I'll tell you one of our other secrets is when kids are having those midday doldrums. Number one, something right after lunch. Right after lunch is like the worst time to teach them. Their bodies are using all their energy to digest their food, and so their brains aren't getting enough. They're a little bit foggy. So that's a really tough time to teach. That could be a great time for PE or to let them have like an hour free time, downtime. But when they hit those midday doldrums, or they're just really stuck in something, we have some key foods that will help you. Something crunchy, something salty, something sour, or something spicy. They're going to wake up that kid's senses and help them to be able to concentrate better. You'll find that there's certain scents that do that as well. A lot of your citrus scents are going to help with focus. So those are some little tips that we have. You may be able, if you don't have like essential oils or anything like that, or, a scent diffuser, it's okay. Like, go get an orange. Give them a glass of orange juice. You can always put on the stove that Christmas favorite where you put out some orange peels, right? Cooking in some water with some cinnamon and clove. That also cleans the air, but those citrus notes are going to be waking your students up. And even if you don't have students at home, you may be getting kind of like you're sitting around doing the Netflix and the jammies. Maybe you also need that little pick-me-up. So again, it's just some citrus on a low simmer, right? Some citrus peels, and then you can always be eating the citrus as well. So you're getting your vitamin C and you're getting your sharp note to wake you up. And just put it in there with some cinnamon and clove, and keep an eye on it, right? You don't want to burn your pan either. So that could be something that you can put in a slow cooker too, as a safer choice maybe for that. Okay, so what are some other tips for our secular Franciscan newsletter? Nobody else knows this yet. I'm the editor, and so I thought we have a former member who is a hermit. So I asked him if he would give us any tips and insights. Now, I didn't ask his permission to share it here, but I will say some of the insights I got from there were quite beautiful. What he wrote was beyond my expectations. It was quite lovely. I was very touched by it. And some of the points he makes are, this time of isolation can be absolutely horrible, or it can be a joy. It depends on how you view it and how you use it. So are you using this time as a servant leader? And if you're thinking, I'm home alone, or I'm home with the cats, like I'm already their servant, right? No, but you can be using this time to pray for others. You can use this time to pray for others. You can use this time to reach out to other people. Like I have a friend who was like, my mom's 92. She's bored out of her mind. And she doesn't want to leave her house to go get something, but she just needs some bread. So her 80-year-old neighbor went out and got her bread. But so there's always somebody who's lonelier or needs something more than you. So you may think, I'm old, I can't go out, how can I help somebody? But maybe there's that young mother at home that just needs somebody to talk to, and you could reach out, pick up the phone, and call her. If you knit or crochet, feel free to be making things. We can stock up the pregnancy centers, right? They may not be able to use things for a while. They may quarantine your things. They may wash them, but they are probably going to use them. So use this time. I had back at Christmas time a video on how to make a simple hat. Maybe I'm gonna point this finger over here because I'm gonna try and link that for you, and you can see how to make a simple hat. All you have to be able to do is knit a rectangle, crochet a rectangle, have a rectangle fabric, and you have a hat. And you can make a blanket to go with it. Again, just a rectangle. It's just a rectangle, right? So there's some pretty nice stuff you can do, and we can stock up those crisis pregnancy centers for the rest of the year. As well, hospice takes prayer shawls, right? Again, they may not be taking them right now, but we can make them and keep a stock and deliver them as soon as this is over and they tell us what to do, right? So God bless. You can use this time, even if you're alone, to bless others over and over. And you will see so many joys from that. You may be making new friends out there as well, even though you're in isolation and you can't see them. If you have a phone that has, a video phone capability, you can reach out to your little grandchildren or great-grandchildren, great nieces and nephews. It doesn't even have to be somebody who's related. You could offer that young mother to read a storybook or tell a story to their little ones, so mom can have like 5 minutes apiece to get something done. There are so many ways. Maybe you can help somebody with schoolwork. Reach out to those family members and do the same thing. Ask them, how can I help you today? There may be something they do need from you today. You never know until you ask. So I love that idea of self-sacrifice. This can be a time of self-sacrifice and servant leadership. And if we do it right, folks, we'll carry it out into the world with us when we come out of our little quarantines, right? We can carry this forward. We can rebuild that society. Everybody's wondering what it's going to be like when we get out. It's going to be what we make of it. You and me. It's what we're going to do. So let's start doing it now. Let's start building each other up now. Build that fraternal world based on servant leadership now. We have those out there in those essential jobs, right? Keeping the economy going, keeping our food coming, keeping our health, right? All those essential workers, keeping our power and lights on and water, right? God bless you. They are being servants. How can we help them? What can we do for them, right? So we've got all these people, different needs right now. Just reach out and ask. If you have a friend or relative or loved one who is in those industries, ask them, what can I do for you today? And maybe just asking is enough. Maybe that will be enough for them that day. I don't know. You just have to ask to find out. So get out there. Be a servant leader. We can all do it. God bless, friends.